Well, police, meanwhile, in London, Ontario, have updated an investigation that stunned people with talk of explosives, firearms, and hazardous chemicals. 4 current or former Western University students were arrested and charged. RCMP officers specializing in matters of national security were brought in to assist with the case. It has been developing since a break-in call at the university near the end of January, and today, police tried to reassure the public.
From the outset of this incident, our priority has been community safety. Since the initial trespassing arrest on the Western University campus on the 24th and the preliminary investigation that immediately followed it, we have been deliberate and methodical in our approach to securing the scene, containing all identified hazards, and assessing the risk posed to nearby residents.
Let's get more now on the investigation and the police news conference from the CBC's Megan Fitzpatrick, who is there in London, Ontario right now. So, Megan, what else did we hear from investigators about this all?
Well, they were pretty limited, Arthi, in what they could tell us to protect the investigation. But they did talk about 3 of the search warrants that have been executed, 1 here in London at a residence, and then 2 more residences far from London in Ottawa and in Gatineau, Quebec, just across the river from Ottawa. Now, they couldn't get into much detail about what was found at those residences and what was seized, but they said what was found supported the charges that have been laid, which include a number of firearms-related charges and explosives charges. They were asked at the news conference how many firearms have been seized, the nature of those firearms, and again, they wouldn't get into a lot of detail, but they did say several firearms. As for what kinds of guns, whether they were 3D printed guns or other kinds of firearms, again, they said that's part of the investigation, and they wouldn't get into whether they were restricted or not, or the types of firearms, and they also wouldn't detail what kinds of chemicals or other materials were seized at those residences. As you mentioned, this did start unfolding about 2 weeks ago on the campus of Western University, where London police were called by campus special constables in response to a trespassing event. 1 of the 4 suspects arrested on campus, and they say a loaded firearm was found nearby. The investigation then led them to that residence here in London where the search warrant was executed, and that led to the 3 other arrests. And now these 4 people are facing quite a long list of charges. As I mentioned, they're related to firearms, some of them, others to explosives. They include resisting arrest, possessing a loaded regulated firearm, unlawful possession of explosives, careless storage of a firearm. Now, we do know that London police are working with both the Ontario Provincial Police and the RCMP. And of course, police were asked at the news conference, what was the motive here? What were they trying to do on campus? What were they doing with these chemicals and firearms allegedly that were seized? And police saying they don't believe there is a national security threat related to this investigation. Here's what they said about that.
At this point in the investigation, we are not. This is not a terrorism investigation. This is not a national security investigation. We have partnered with OPP and RCMP to ensure that they are informed, engaged, and have the opportunity to provide their expertise and input, subject to be continually reassessed as we go.
So the investigation is continuing. They said they don't know what the ultimate goal was here for the possession of the materials and firearms related materials that the accused allegedly had. So they said they need to be cautious with this investigation and warned the public, though, that there still could be a police presence here in London at that residence, but that there's no ongoing safety concern at this point.
And Megan, something else that's come to light following news of the arrest of these suspects was a video in which the accused appeared to have posted on YouTube. And police were asked about that today. What did we hear?
Yeah, CBC's done some reporting on these on this video that some of the accused appear in that was posted to YouTube, where they appear to be pitching a business, essentially. CBC has verified that that video was shot on the Western campus inside one of the engineering buildings, and in the video, one of the people in it saying that they were trying to develop technology, essentially, that would be used against weaponized drones. And in the video, you can see this device that they appear to have built in the back of a pickup truck. And they say that they're looking for funding to support this project. Now, police were asked about this video at the news conference. They said they are aware of it and that it forms part of their investigation. They said what they can derive from that video and how exactly it fits into their investigation, they wouldn't comment on it. But they did say the specific charges that have been laid in this case relating to firearms don't appear to be related to that device that's described in that video. But again, so not clear exactly how this video fits into their investigation. Time will tell. A lot more to be learned as this investigation unfolds.
Megan, thank you for this. That's the CBC's Megan Fitzpatrick in London, Ontario.